Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. Retrobot buddy, what are we going to be doing tonight? That's right. Tonight we are taking all of our stuff from this completely authentic and not at all just printed out and taped together Sears Catalog from 1984. Welcome everyone to Retrobot. Hi guys, it's good to see you. We are going to have a lot of fun tonight. It is getting close. We're like, what, about a week away from, in fact, we are 1 week away from Christmas. And so we figured that tonight we are going to, like I said, we're going to take our ideas from the Sears Wish Book. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. And so let's break out some eggnog and a toast to the Machiavellic. Oh yes, and we have a 1984 classic playing in its original 8-bit greatness. Actually, I think that the Amiga was 16-bit, so this recreation is a 16-bit version. A little bit advanced for 1984, but, you know, we'll deal with it. So, anyway, toast to Machiavellic, and a toast to Amanda. And a toast to Kyoji. A toast to Nathan Fillion. And a toast to Connie. And a toast to Mike Spicer. Mike, good to see you on the stream. And of course, a toast to you, Retrobot. And a toast to you, sweetie. So, the year is 1984. Oh. I'm getting a word from my producer. Oh, hey, a toast to Hope. Welcome to the stream, Hope. Oh, wait. And Savage Shark. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for showing up. And before I go too far into things, this is a very special live stream, not just because it's a week from Christmas. It's actually, we got a little bit, something that's more important than Christmas. That's what I'm going to say, Retrobot. We have got a celebration taking place. That is right. It is Nathan Fillion's daughter, Cadence's birthday week. And we've got another birthday, don't we? It is also Joy's birthday. So we've got two birthdays. So, okay, Cadence, I need you. Yes, okay, that's a good idea. Cadence, you blow out one of these candles, and Joy, you blow out the other one. Okay, we're gonna do this on 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, blow real hard. Yeah! All right, you guys did a great job, and I'm sorry. Wait, here we probably got another cake for you. Maybe? Yeah, we got another cake for him. One of the package ones. Yeah. We'll get you cake. Don't worry. We'll get you. So here, I'm just gonna take these candles off, and okay, here is a cake for Retrobot. There you go, buddy. Just insert cake. There we go. How do you like that, huh? Is that good? Oh yeah, there we go. So, and here, I'll Cadence, take a big bite out of this, all right? Here, I'm gonna just, there we go. Good job. Okay, Joy, if you can just take a bite out of the other side, because we want to be hygienic. So, Joy, take a big bite out of this. Oh, good job. Good job. That's exactly what just happened. And, oh, I think a filling came out. Yeah. I'm just swishing around eggnog, not cake. It's delicious cake, though. I mean, not that I know. I didn't eat it. I should have some. Look, I got cake. Anyway, happy birthday, Cadence. Happy birthday, Joy. Everybody, wish Cadence and Joy a happy birthday and a toast to Cadence and Joy. Colleenie's here, and so is Brickwoad. So, a toast to Colleenie. Always wonderful to see you, Colleenie, and of course, Brick. Welcome back. It's been almost a week since the last time I saw you. A toast to Brickwoad. And for those who don't know, Brick and Dawn are the same person. No, really, he is. No, see, Dawn and Brick are the same person. He uses a screen name. See, he plays video games, and no, see, I'm not making this stuff up. Brick plays. Dawn, tell Retrobot that you're Brick, or Brick, tell Retrobot that you're Dawn. No? Okay. So, I promise I'm not pulling a fast one on you. Anyway, so here's the scene. It's 1984. I would be. Oh, yes. Oh, you know what? Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. So, here. You're right. You're absolutely right. Retrobot was just reminding me that I promised to sing, and so we are going to do now. The lyrics to this aren't hard, so I need everybody to join me in singing "Happy Birthday." Well, it's not "Happy Birthday." This is a little song that I wrote. It's pretty complicated, but I think you'll figure it out. Called "Ukulele Birthday." All right, and this is for Joy and Cadence. So, are we ready? Are you going to sing along? Okay, I expect to hear you sing. Oh, my ukulele birthday, and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday, and a bucket of cake. Oh, my ukulele birthday, and a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday, and a bucket of cake. That's really all there is to the song. Unless you make stuff up in the middle like this. And a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. Okay, you take a verse, Retrobot. And a bucket of cake. My ukulele birthday and a bucket of cake. Go. Now it is a happy birthday to Cadence and Joy. And oh wait, I'm getting yet another. This is a busy live stream. Pop the Trunk Toys is here. Welcome, Pop the Trunk Toys. A toast to Pop the Trunk Toys. All right, so Brick does think that Ukulele Baby is better. Ukulele Baby is very similar, except the lyrics are, "Oh my ukulele baby," and "The Circle of Death." My ukulele baby and the Circle of Death. Sometime we'll do that one too, but it's a birthday day, so we're doing ukulele birthday. So, all right. So here's the scene. It's 1984. I would be 11 years old, and I've just gotten my first zit. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that terrible? Yeah, it's sort of like a giant volcano on my face. And just for those who don't know, I'm not actually 11, so why the heck does this happen? Hello? I mean, it seems like by the time that you have to worry about things like this, you shouldn't have to worry about things like this. Am I right? You don't get zits. You have to have skin to get zits. I mean, no, don't feel bad, okay? You're better because you don't get zits. It's way better to be a retrobot than it is to be a meat sack. So, yes, but nonetheless, to my fellow meat sacks, it seems unfair to get these if you're already losing this. I'm just saying. So, yeah, doesn't it? Savage Shark was just saying that it brings back the horrors of puberty. Yes, it does. So, the theme of tonight's live stream, of course, is what did you want for Christmas in 1984? And so I'm consulting the Sears Wish Book from 1984. And if we just flip through the pages here, oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, that is one of the things that I definitely wanted in 1984. Transformers, couldn't get enough. Oh, and I'm getting my first Christmas 1984 present. Thank you. Retrobot, is this from you? Oh, thank you. So, let's see what we've got here. Oh, we got Sunstreaker. And we got some Transformer mini cars. Yeah, we got some Transformer mini cars. And, of course, the one that everybody wanted. Here, I'll set this back over here. We got Optimus Prime, the crown jewel of every Transformers collection in 1984. I mean, this is the one that even if you weren't into Transformers, you still thought it was cool. You might not talk about it, but you knew Optimus Prime was awesome. So let's take a look here. We've got some things set up here on the side camera, so we're gonna have to just deal with some stuff here. We've got Optimus Prime right here, and here, yeah. There's just not nearly enough room on this little table here for all of this awesomeness. And yeah, we'll put Optimus Prime right there, and then let's get Sunstreaker. Sunstreaker is probably one of the earliest Transformers toys that I saw in real life, because I remember my friend Joe up the street getting him, and it was one of the first Transformers toys that he got. He ended up getting all sorts. There we go. We gotta have the little bits, and then we've got a recently refurbished Huffer, which that's important. And we've also got Yellow Cliff Jumper, because to be honest, when I was a kid, I never saw anybody that had a red Cliff Jumper. You could only find Yellow Cliff Jumper, and the one that was rare when I was a kid was Bumblebee. I never saw Bumblebee in the stores. He was promoted a lot during the show. He was like one of the most reoccurring characters that they had, but he was hard to come by. Now this is a newer reissue that I got several years ago, and it's in beautiful shape. You can see how my my original Bumblebee. Let's go ahead and get the camera focused in on him just a little bit. Seems like there's a little bit of a glare. I'm gonna adjust the light. Let's move the light around a little bit. And that does not seem to be helping. There we go. And so, yeah, we're gonna, there we go. Much better. Much better. So that is my original Bumblebee. And, he's not in too bad a shape, but he could use a good deep clean, I think. The tires are starting to dry rot, which is a shame. The decal on the back has seen better days. But he's not broken at all, and that's important. And then he has, of course, that very, very simple, super deformed Transformers mini car transform that was used for a lot of characters. So there he is, very different from his cartoon likeness. He has kind of the battle mask looking thing going on, which was just sort of a thing. Boy, that camera just seems oversaturated. I apologize that the camera looks so, like that, but we'll see if we can do anything with it. But that is Bumblebee, and in fact, let's just go to the main camera, because we have to show these things in their glory here. This is Bumblebee as he would have been back then. Actually, let's pull out the reissue, because this one is beautiful. And maybe, come on camera, you can do it. You can do it. Nope, camera does not want to do it. Okay, well, this is him. It's a shame when the equipment doesn't want to go with us, but we're just gonna move on. We're gonna keep going, and Retrobot, if you can talk to the camera and tell it to work, so I'd appreciate that, honestly. So Retrobot feels bad. He's what? So yes, here is Bumblebee in all of his glory. There we go. The camera cooperated that time. That is what he's supposed to look like. And actually, he's not a bad looking guy. I have never really been a fan of the sideways fist thing. I really didn't like it that much on Psykill, and some of the other like Fightor had the sideways fist things, and of course Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper. Here we'll pull out Cliff Jumper, because he is also, this is him. And again, very similar to the same shape as my Bumblebee. He's got some severe tire damage. Anybody get that reference? They might be giants. Anybody? So yeah, his tires are in bad shape. And we talked about this during one of the previous live streams, about how difficult it is to find a good, viable source for these little tires without like buying the RC car tires that are like $10 for a kit to get 4 tires. And it's like, these guys, like, even to get this on eBay would be like $4 or $10. So Cheeky Boy is here. And Ty Guy is here. So A toast to Cheeky Cheeky Boy. And a toast to Tie Guy. And I've drained my eggnog, which is okay because it's delicious. So we got Cliff Jumper. Cliff Jumper. What I do like about Cliff Jumper is that he looked like he did on the cartoon for the most part. I mean, obviously the character models were far more humanized than than their robot modes were in the toy. But you look at the face, and let's see if we can get the side camera to cooperate with us this time. So you look at the face. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks a lot better. And he actually looks like he did on the show, except of course that he's yellow. That tire, it's amazing what happens to these tires when they dry out. That is awful. I mean, it looks like he has a bunch of black licorice wrapped around his wheel hub. That is so bad. Now the other side isn't quite so bad. They're not great, but yeah, that is Cliff Jumper. But at least he looks the part. I don't think I own a yellow or a red Cliff Jumper. At least not an OG one. So that's a bit of a hole in my collection. There was another of these little mini car guys, done in this style that was kind of, it was a different vehicle mode, more akin to Cliff Jumper, called Bumble Jumper, and or Bumper for short. But yeah, they I don't think that it was available in the US, but I think that it was available in other countries. So if you didn't get enough of pulling the arms out with a pair of tires on them and pulling the hoods down to make feet, there was still one more that you could get that would follow this exact same transformation scheme. So and Christopher Remley is here. So a toast. Let's see. Okay. So wait here. So we've got Coke and we've got Kraken. How much of this bottle goes in? About half. About half. Okay. So here we go. There we go. Is that good? Okay. More? Oh, okay. So there we go. Better? Oh, did you want some? Oh, okay. Just checking. So a toast to Christopher Remley. Yeah, that has some love in it that I would not have been experiencing in 1984. So yeah, as we found out during the Other Bots live stream, half of the Transformers Autobot mini cars were made up of designs that originated in the Mysterians line. Characters like Brawn and Huffer here. This is Huffer. If you notice, Huffer has an M molded into the side of him. That is the Mysterians logo. And so yeah, he was originally designed as a Mysterian, and then through some company weirdness that happened back then, the Mysterians were acquired by Hasbro, and even though the other Mysterians didn't make it into the Transformers line, Brawn, Huffer, Windcharger, and I want to say that there was one more, but I don't remember it off the top of my head, ended up being part of that. And I recently did some restoring work on Huffer here. Took him apart, repainted the chrome bits. So this chrome, this is probably the best spray can chrome that I've found. And as you can see, it's not as good as vacuum metallized parts, but it's really not bad. This is Rust-Oleum bright chrome that in the spray can, and it actually looks pretty good, and it does seem to hold up okay. The more that you handle it, the duller it's going to get. So handle with care. But let's see. Brick says Gears was the other one. Oh, thank you, Don. So yes, Gears was the other Mysterian, and if you notice, all of them had a robot face, a robot face, so that not nearly as attractive as Retrobot here, but yes, they had that. In fact, let's just go ahead and show Huffer in his robot mode. We will pull out the legs and pull out the arms, and then the top does a neat thing. It's on this double joint here, and then that exposes that, and then it does this, and that is not so good. And I think that what they were going for was they're trying to imply that the shoulder was up here, but the shoulders are obviously down here, and so he looks like he has backwards elbows. And then, of course, the lack of any kind of discernible hands. I mean, I understand they've got this thing happening on the ends of the pipes there. I guess that's supposed to give the impression of hands. It doesn't work, but there it is. But yeah, he has a robot face, and very similar was the face that you got with Gears and Brawn. And what's funny is a lot of the character models for these characters had them with more human faces and mouths and things. So that is Huffer. When I was a kid, I hated the arms. I just hated the arms. Now I can look back and I can kind of appreciate it for what it is, but at the time I hated it. And then later in 1987, I remember seeing the repaint of Huffer and a slight retool, which we just happen to have here. This is Pipes, and Pipes has the exact same transform, but executed differently, in that you do this, but instead of the head being here, now the head is here, and he actually has arms that may not have hands, but he does look like he has elbows. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is not an original. This is a reissue that I acquired around the same time as I got my new Bumblebee, and it's just it really does look so much better in his robot mode than Gen 1 Huffer. But what I did when I was a kid, this is silly. In my universe, Pipes and Huffer got downloaded into Huffer's body, and so Huffer would be able to transform into Pipes. And I had a pair of the eye stickers from a Seeker, and so he could be Pipes when he wanted to do that, and he could be Huffer when he wanted to do that. So yeah, that is what an 11 or 12-year-old Clay did to his robots. It was an improvement, though. Yeah. So Savage Shark says, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who hates those arms. I never had Huffer as a kid, but seeing him in those TF catalogs, I hated them. And yeah, they just didn't work. And I remember when they would show him, in the few times that they showed him in the cartoon, they would kind of draw him with extended shoulders that came down so that his arms were at a little bit more of an odd angle. They didn't show them like this, but they wouldn't show them as just a normal jointed, close to the shoulders kind of humanoid form either, which I appreciated. And Grayscale is here! A toast to Grayscale! So, yeah, I have to say I'm really happy that Huffer is looking better. Honestly, he looks better than he has in years. And and Mason Fur is here. A toast to Mason Fur. You're getting into it. I love you, Retrobot. Just want you to know. Merry Christmas. So, let's go ahead and we will set... Because honestly, we're not here to see these little guys. If I was a kid and it was Christmas morning, I wasn't looking forward to getting these guys. These are the guys that you pester your parents for when you're already out shopping and the store is carrying some Transformers in a blister pack, and it's like, oh, Transformer! Can I get a Transformer? Can I get a? And then Mom says, well, do you have any money? And it's like, no, because when I was a kid, I didn't have any money. I spent most of my money playing Pac-Man. That would have been around 1982. But still, I would do anything for a quarter back in the early 80s just to use it on the Pac-Man machine. Actually, Buzzard's Arcade in Reynoldsville. They had a little arcade. It was at a local garage, and they had this game room, and it was essentially the size of a small office, but they had about a dozen or so video games. Yeah, about a dozen video games in there, and they would rotate out their selection. And they had Pac-Man, and I would go there, and then the older kids would be mean to me, and then I'd go home crying. So yeah, and also Sheets had a little game room, and it had 3 machines, one of which was iRobot, an amazing game, and Ms. Pac-Man, and it was set on speed mode, and I loved Ms. Pac-Man. Ms. Pac-Man was da bomb. So but on Christmas morning, you weren't looking for the little mini cars. You wanted a full-size Transformer, and that's where a character like Sunstreaker comes in. He's got a cool car mode. He's a race car. He's got an engine on the back. I mean, he looks awesome. This one's got some tire issues and some sticker issues, but that's what happens when the toys are like 36 years old. But still, it's a very cool car mode, and it's a Lambo, so you gotta love the Lambo. That is him, and let's go ahead and let's turn him into his robot mode. So you pull the front out just like that. And then we've got this panel back here that opens up, and then you've got the arms that are tucked in there, really very nested very nicely. The engineering on these early Gen 1s was so impressive and so unique. So you have to be able to get the arm out of there, though, and that requires fingernails that I do not have. Wait a minute here. Let me see if I can grab them by the elbow. Why do I bite my nails? It's a bad habit, and it makes me not able to get him. Okay, wait a minute here. Okay, smokescreen, can I borrow your gun? Thank you. So here, we're gonna do a thing here. Yeah, we're gonna use smokescreen's gun. There we go, and get up under that just a little bit and get my. There we go. All right, so we grab that arm, and then the shoulder folds out like this, right? Okay, yeah, just making sure. And then we can take the arms down like that. So, you got that happening. And then you're going to take the engine section, which has, the head is on the back of the engine. And so you're going to go like this. And you're going to give him his chest. And then you're going to swing these elbows forward, or these forearms forward like this. You're going to close that door in the back. And then you're going to fold the feet forward. And you can spread the legs out just a little bit. Spread the feet out. And then you add the fists. I never liked adding the fist. And here's the thing. With Sunstreaker, look at how long the arms are. They could have absolutely gotten away with just making the arms shorter and having the fists on here. Now as a play feature, you could take out one of the fists and give him like a little missile thing or a weapon thing. But honestly, I would have preferred just having the fists on there. And that's one of the things that I'm going to say is better these days. The modern toys, you don't have to add the fists. And it's a simple thing, it's a little thing, but I prefer the fist being attached. Let's go ahead and show him on his other camera. Oh wait, Osaka Jack is here. So, a toast to Osaka Jack. Welcome. All right, so let's take a look at Sunstreaker in his robot mode, and his robot mode is a solid Gen 1 robot mode. You look back at these things, and obviously it's it's dated. His arms are long, his shoulders are low. He's a little bit awkward looking. But back in 1984, just getting this out of that cool race car was awesome. And you didn't care that he was a little bit awkward looking because he was a robot. And that's the thing. Robots don't have to look like people. They don't have to have human proportions. It's just that when they get close to having human proportions and it's off, it sticks out. If he was like an alien squid monster, then we wouldn't worry about how long the arms are. But because he's not an alien squid monster, he's a biped, bi-armed humanoid, then we're like, those arms are a little bit long. They're not nearly as well proportioned as, say, Retrobots, right? Yeah, so yeah. And Kyoji says, fun fact, the red shoulder stickers are a leftover from the Diaclone version of the figure, which was red. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Diaclone. So, that makes sense. Well, you know what? I like the red stickers. It's a little splash of something other than yellow. So I'll take the red stickers. But of course, if you got Sunstreaker, you were happy. It's like, all right, I got Sunstreaker, that's good. But the one that you really, really wanted was Optimus Prime. and we're going to show why you wanted Optimus Prime. So first of all, you had this awesome truck mode that comes with a trailer. And of course there was that episode where Megatron tricked Prime into fighting him when he was powered up by all the powers of the Decepticons. And you know, Prime is able to fight back, but Megatron pretty much kicks his butt. And as you would expect him to, with the unfair advantage. And so when Prime transforms into vehicle mode, he's severely weakened, and Huffer volunteers to carry his trailer. And so every kid after that was trying to make Huffer pull Prime's trailer. So we're going to show that. And the way that I was able to achieve it to some degree was you pull out one leg, and that gives you this little peg here that you can sort of get to catch on the circle in there. And there you go. It's the thing that every kid always did. You know, as soon as that happened on the TV show, every kid tried it at home. And you know what? It does work. The scale is way off, but that is Huffer pulling Prime's trailer. So, yes, the thing that everybody has wanted to see for all those years, you're seeing it now. Gen 1 Huffer pulling Gen 1 Prime's trailer. So, yeah, that's what we got there. And now, Huffer, you can take a break, pal. And of course, we have Optimus Prime. He looks great in vehicle mode. Back in the day, we didn't care that there were holes in his headlights because we didn't care. You know, this is actually a reissue. This is not my original, because my original is in bad shape. It didn't. I got it secondhand, so it wasn't in great shape when I got it. And the years have not been kind. But fortunately, there have been a lot of reissues of this toy, and I've got several of them now. So of course his transformation is iconic, and a lot of the moves are still carried over into a lot of the Prime toys that they create even to this day. So you very oftentimes see the back end made up by the legs, which swing forward, and very oftentimes see the arms pull out of the sides like this in some manner or another, even though these days they tend to have a lot more panels and things to cosmetically hide stuff. And here we go. There we go. And we've got the fists, which you store in the passenger compartment because you can. And then we'll just plug those in and plug these in. And then you flip up the head and bam! That is Generation 1 Optimus Prime, the toy that defined a generation. And even now, this toy looks great. It's got very limited posability. You can see through the window. You know, he's hollow, but you don't care because look at him. He's got those big shoulders and these big arm smokestack things and beefy robot legs, and he just, of all the Transformers, he still looked like you expected him to, even after watching the cartoon. And you know, the cartoon version was very, very different, but that was a character model where the liberties they took were all in places that only highlighted the features of the toy. They didn't change anything. You know, it's not like they drew him with a mouth, or they fundamentally changed his form. He still has the window chest. He still has the abs of grill. He's still got the same stylings on his legs. Yes, the geometry is very different, but all the features are still there and represented in the cartoon version. The cartoon just animated it and made it a little bit more dimensional. So Ty Guy said, I didn't know there was a trailer for the Prime till later. Mine didn't come with one. It was a secondhand, all white and chrome version. Oh, so Ty Guy, what you had was the Stormtrooper version of Prime, Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus wasn't really a Stormtrooper, but yeah, you've got the TIE armor, so I was going with it. Anyway, so this is Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus is a retool of Optimus Prime. Same exact toy, different colors and different trailer. And so let's go ahead. We'll oh, I don't have the fists in there, which is odd because normally I have the fists in there. But so you transform him exactly the same. You can see that my poor Ultra Magnus is suffering from a little bit of yellowing. And I do have the fists, I just don't seem to have them inside here. But yes, my guess is that this is what you had when you were a kid. And this would have come out in 1986 for Transformers the movie. This was Power Convoy in Japan? Something like that. Armored Convoy. Armored Convoy. Thank you, Brick. So, and so Ty Guy says, that's it. Haven't seen it for years. So let's go ahead and bring out, do you have the armor? Yeah, let's go ahead and let's just show. So this was the base robot that was inside. And if you were going to merge it with its trailer, then what you did was you transformed it this far, and then you folded the arms back into the truck, leaving his head up, but doing this, and then we'll see if we get the trailer here in just a couple minutes. Oh, I think I hear clickiness. Got it. So here you have the trailer, and so that is the car carrier trailer. It has it has ramps where you could actually take a Gen 1 Transformers car. And here we'll take the fists out here. And we'll do the whole wait, there's a thing stuck in there. Come on, you can do it. There. And no. I can't get that thing. Why is that thing sticking down? I don't know. It's a thing and it sticks there. Okay, there's a thing here. I don't remember how to get it out of there. It seems like it shouldn't go there. Oh, okay, it goes on top. So yeah, it goes like that, and then we have the arms that go like this and fold in and fold under. And then do that. So now, and we'll push. I guess we're still not there. I don't have enough spit to make the noise the whole way through. So there we go. So this is Sunstreaker back in his vehicle mode. Mostly. There we go. So Sunstreaker in his vehicle mode. And then you could actually carry Autobots in the trailer, just like that. And see, if you took the front piece out, you could actually get 2 of them in the bottom rack, and you could get 2 in the top, just like that, and just like that. And so that was the car carrier. And then to turn this into the armor, you would fold the back end up against it like this, and you would, you know what, let's pull these apart first. Pull these apart, swing them around, and then you shove them up, and then you slide that there, bend at the elbow, and then do the same thing on that side, and bend at the elbow, and then you have the helmet here, which just comes off of that. You take Ultra Magnus here, and there is this piece in here, and this is what allows the trailer to be pulled. You pull this off, and then you put it on the front, and it becomes kind of a decorative cod piece. And then you plug, so the little holes that it was in become the holes that go into those headlight holes. So you plug that right into the front here. If I can get it to line up. Please line up. You can do it. You can do it. Well, I got one of them to line up. Come on. Stop fighting with me, Ultra Magnus. Go. The trailer is your home. Go into your home. I don't remember him being this difficult to assemble when I was younger. Ah, there we go. Okay, so you have him just like that, and then you put on the helmet, and boom, he is Ultra Magnus. So there you go, Ty Guy. You had Ultra Magnus when you were growing up, and you're just missing the the trailer. Oh, and then of course there were also missiles that went on the shoulders, and there were fists that go on the ends, and somehow I've got an extra face. I've got a couple Ultra Magni at this point. So, but yes, that is Gen 1 Ultra Magnus. This is what you wanted Christmas of 1986. So, Ultra Magnus, and personally, I'm a fan of repaint Optimus Prime white and call him Ultra Magnus. I would love to see a really well done Ultra Magnus, and I feel like we've never quite gotten him, because this is great, but the trailer doesn't do anything if the base robot is in its robot mode. So when it transforms into robot mode, if you have small Ultra Magnus, his trailer doesn't really become a base. I think that there's supposed to be some kind of base form, but it's not really. It doesn't really look like anything. And they've done a number of different versions, and everyone has had pluses and minuses, but they've never really done a definitively good small Optimus Prime-like robot inside, car carrier trailer outside that becomes power armor that just really works well. And obviously this is a Gen 1 brick. The posability is really not much of anything, but in 1984 you didn't care. In 1986 you didn't care. It really wouldn't be until around Beast Wars that suddenly that became a thing. So, Savage Shark says there was an IDW comic that showed Ultra Magnus in his white truck form. Don't know if you read it. It was pretty cool. His armor was so damaged that he shed it off. That was... I think that you're thinking of a Dreamwave comic, actually. In the Dreamwave comic, yeah, there was this fantastic scene where Ultra Magnus is horribly damaged, and you see this figure progressing and pieces of the armor being left behind, and then he bursts into the room and he is a white Optimus Prime, and he's like, and it was a great scene, and that was one of the high points of the Dreamwave series. And unfortunately, Dreamwave, they had some bad practices. Osaka Jack says, one sold their Ultra Magnus to buy the trailer for their partner's Optimus. The other sold their Optimus to buy the car carrier for their partner's Ultra Magnus. The gift of Magnus. The gift of the Magnus. You know what, Osaka Jack, I think that you deserve a toast. Everybody toast Osaka Jack, the gift of the Magnus. Woo! So, yeah, that... of course, so that was Ultra Magnus. Getting back to Optimus Prime, he, of course, comes with the trailer. The trailer on Optimus Prime is amazing. So, the transform is pretty simple. You open the back door, you spread out these things, and then you just open it like that, and you can see I've got some extra bits in here. I've actually got two versions of his gun. I've got another Matrix. They've got, so you had Roller, which was a six-wheeled drone-like vehicle, and a launcher that was spring-loaded. So the Roller clicked into that. I'm dumping missiles out all over the place. There's this kind of fuel thing, and so you could plug that in, and maybe like fuel up Roller like that. Everybody lost that. Every second-hand Optimus Prime that I ever saw was missing this little hose piece. And then you had this this sort of, it's like a repair thing. It's got this robotic arm, which you know what, that here we can get there we go. So you can open up the claw. It's the claw. It's got the claw. And then it's got this thing, which is like some kind of radar dish or whatever. And there's a little thing on the back that makes it spin. And then you've got the robot arm here that can do stuff. It's, pretty similar to your robot arm. Look at that, yeah. Yours is more colorful. But yeah, pretty close. And then if you wanted to launch the Roller, then there was this little tab in the back, and so let's see how well this works. So I'm going to give it a little bit of lift. So there you go. If you want to launch Roller, that is launching Roller. In order to try and preserve the spring, I have been storing mine with the launcher decompressed, which means that Roller always wants to kind of jump out whenever I open the trailer. But also I've seen this. So here, if I take out all of this extra stuff, let me take out all these extra bits here. I have seen this also set up like this. And it could be like a standing repair station where Optimus Prime can then be like this, and that's pretty cool. You know, that is just really, really kick-ass cool. Everything about it is cool, and that's one of the reasons why when I saw the most recent Optimus Prime with the trailer, let's just go ahead and get it. So, and Al Stinson is here. So, a toast to Al Stinson. That's me doing the music because Monica is getting the other Prime trailer. So this is the most current, or at least, well, I guess this is Earthrise Optimus Prime. This is not Kingdom Optimus Prime. Don't have that one yet. But you know, I got this and I was disappointed. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic Optimus Prime. It is a great mold. But the difference between this toy and this toy with this trailer is effectively $20, because a toy this size is about $30, and then they add this trailer and it's suddenly $50. Now, you look at this trailer, okay, and it's functionally the same, but it is dinky. It doesn't come with roller. You know, it's got the monochromatic thing. Yeah, like this thing, you can fit dudes in here. Look, that opens up, and the missiles fire, and you've got joints here, and on this one you've just got this blocky molded thing that is just, you know, it's just very gray. It's very, very gray, and it's dinky. Look at it. Look at how much smaller it is. So to go from this to this, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. It's, I mean, I appreciate the effort, but come on, they could have made it a little bit bigger. You know, I mean, you can't even take, so this is Earthrise, smoke screen, and let's just go ahead, we're going to turn this into a trailer, and let us see if we can fit. Oh wait, okay, we can get, okay, that's good. I know that a lot of the Earthrise stuff doesn't actually fit in the trailer. Now, you absolutely could get Autobots inside this one, because, you know, you could. So, but yeah, I am happy to see that at least Smokescreen will fit in. I know that on other ones, you know, they haven't really been able to. So, anyway, let's set that aside, and we will set Optimus Prime's trailer aside. So much stuff. So, yeah, that, I'll tell you what, I didn't get Optimus Prime for Christmas 1984, but if I would have, you know, I never had a bad Christmas. My parents were always very generous at Christmas time and made sure that we had things that were fun and exciting for us. And yeah, I want to say that Christmas 1984, I might have gotten a ColecoVision. So, you know, that was pretty good. Either a ColecoVision or maybe my Commodore. No, I bought my Commodore 64. So, yeah. So, what's next? What's next? Okay. So, what did I really, really want? Well, there's just dolls in here. Oh, for your Christmas. Oh, Monica's Christmas. Okay, so here. So, Cabbage Patch dolls. So, Cabbage Patch Kids. Let's just. I'm gonna try to be respectful here, because I'm uncomfortable holding these. I know. I remember when I was a kid, and they kind of marketed these as though both boys and girls would play with Cabbage Patch dolls, and I want to say that there were boys that had Cabbage Patch dolls. I didn't know any. I wanted Optimus Prime. Okay, I'll tell you what. If I had, and see, when I was a kid, I always was very careful to always be appreciative of whatever I got. Yeah, because I didn't want. Yeah, exactly. You're getting a present. Even if it's not what you were hoping for, somebody still gave it to you. It's a gift. Be respectful. And there were times when I got gifts that I was less excited about than others. You get the pack of socks. And it's like, okay, but you know what? I would at least spend a few minutes appreciating the socks and being grateful. But I'll tell you what, it would have been really hard. I would have been struggling had I opened up my packet, my present, and there was a Cabbage Patch doll. Philomena, Arlena, and Marcus Benjamin are here. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought they were new guests. I was going to toast them. No, this is Marcus Benjamin, and this is Philomena Arlena. So, Marcus, here, just kind of, okay. You can, all right, here, you want to hold one? Okay, here, you can hold Marcus. There you go. Marcus likes you. I think Marcus likes you. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, I can see the love. And this is Philomena Arlena, and you can go right here. And I will say that there were some things that they did with Cabbage Patch dolls that were new, because normally you go into the pink aisle and you've got baby Betsy Wetsy or baby Burps a lot or whatever, and either the doll already had a name, like this doll was Chipper or what was the Cricket? Was that one of the the Cricket? But the doll either had a name or it was just some kind of generic baby, and then your child would name the doll. And Cabbage Patch Kids, and this was smart. Cabbage Patch Kids came with a birth certificate, and didn't they come with adoption papers? And they had distinctive names. So what's her? Okay, Philomena here. Okay, I don't think that there were any other Philomena Arlenas. This is Philomena Arlena, and they may have made other dolls that looked like this, but there is only one Philomena Arlena, and she belongs to Monica. The only one. And I think that they wouldn't they send you birthday cards? I think that was a thing. If you sent away, then they would send you birthday cards and stuff. So, let's see. Hope Doran stood in line for hours to get these two. And remember, in 1983, there were episodes of violence, people getting into fisticuffs, trying to get a hold of Cabbage Patch toys. And so these in 1983, Cabbage Patch dolls were groundbreaking in how much money they were making. And then in 1984, they were still one of the most popular sought after toys in the toy aisle. But, you know, but by that time the robot wars were happening. And of course the girls didn't care about robot toys, but they were getting a lot of media attention by that point. So it was at Sears store in Wilkes-Barre, PA, that a literal riot broke out over Cabbage Patch Kids. Philomena, do you want people to be violent over you? Oh, Philomena does not want violence over her. Thank you, Philomena. That's very mature, because, you know, I feel like there's that would prefer violence because of their egos, but not Philomena Arlena. And Marcus, do you want violence on your account? Oh, he's kind of thinking about it. You know, Marcus probably, you know, you wanted Optimus Prime for your Christmas, didn't you? Yeah. Marcus wanted Optimus Prime Cabbage Patch toys, and, you know, they had all sorts of different outfits for them, just like other toys of the time, but they had the distinctive, you know, I don't have teeth, and the stream is lagging. Oh, that's unfortunate. I will say that at work I've been having some stream issues, so I think Google is having issues lately. We can check our Wi-Fi health, but the thing is, my computer is hardwired into our router. We're not using Wi-Fi, so I'll try to talk slow, and that will make the stream go better. Okay, well, we are dependent on YouTube and Verizon, and one of the times, wasn't it Verizon? Which, you know, Fios, that's supposed to be the good thing, and I know Comcast sucks, so, you know, Fios is supposed to not suck, but yeah, I guess it does. So anyway, Philomena, Marcus, do you mind if I set you guys aside so that you can watch from the side over there? Let's go ahead and we'll just set you guys respectfully over here. See, I know what people are thinking. Brick, I know what you're thinking. You're expecting me to act violence out on Cabbage Patch dolls because they're Cabbage Patch dolls, and I'm not doing that because Monica loves them. So, and anyone that Monica loves, I love too. So, what do we got? Oh, this would have been a good one. So, yeah, let's just going through the Sears catalog, because, you know, let's see. We got Gobots and Transformers, and we had the Cabbage Patch dolls here, and yeah, all the different toys that you had there. And there's a Mr. T doll. You know what? We need to get one of those. And then look at that, Masters of the Universe. Heck yeah, 1984. Oh boy, there was Masters of the Universe was a thing, and we would have had He-Man and Skeletor and really cool vehicles and a sword. Let's take a look here. I'll set that over there. So yeah, we've got Skeletor. This is Battle Armor Skeletor. And, you know, I feel like Battle Armor Skeletor and Battle Armor He-Man are sort of like Night Striker Psykill and Blue Leader 1, in that they were the newer versions, and once they came out, you could not find the originals anywhere. And that's really the ones that you wanted, but you would settle for the battle armor version, even though it had this cool, oh my god, I just got a dent. Oh, it's got worse. Oh my gosh, it's really bad now. And then I guess to reset this, so Monica found this out early. Did you figure that out on your own, or did you look it up? Oh, you just figured it out. Okay, so Monica figured this out. What you do is you lay him on his back, and you roll it back into position, and then when he's on his back, the gravity will help the little catch inside to lock it into place, so that then when you punch it, it'll do the ratchet thingy. And you know, we got He-Man here, who's dropping his weapons, and I was just going to give him his sword, and he put down his axe. So we got He-Man with his sword, and you can do that. Oh my gosh! Oh, I took that on the chest, but I'm still okay. Oh, I just took 2 on the chest, but I'm still okay. Okay, now my insurance isn't gonna pay for it because it's obvious that I've been violating my terms of service agreement. So yeah, we got He-Man with his thing, and we can do this again. We're gonna roll that and reset it, and boom, you know, now it looks all pristine. You know, for some reason, I'm just going to throw this out. He-Man and the related characters have always essentially been wearing S&M gear. And for some reason, I feel like the wife-beater armor here actually makes him look more like he's in his underpants than when he's just wearing the harness and you can see his nipples. Now, I don't know why that is. I don't know how to explain that, but he definitely... This looks like he's wearing a sleeveless tank top, and he's got it tucked into his little fuzzy briefs. And I'm not sure that that's... But you know, when you're a kid, you don't think that deep into it. You know, Skeletor, he's got a hood and the same thing going on. But you know, there were a lot of things going on with the He-Man universe that just, you know, they were what they were, and as kids, you don't think too hard about it. This is the Roton. The Roton, and yeah, I'm gonna take Skeletor's Staff of Evil and set it aside, and also try to find He-Man's axe. So the Roton, yeah, Skeletor can get it, and there. Okay, so this is a vehicle, and when you roll it across the floor, it does that. So it's essentially a buzzsaw. And I have to say that is a thing of nightmares. I mean, why have we not seen this in a Jigsaw movie? Because this is a giant circular saw blade vehicle. I feel like this should have been in a movie. Okay, so, what company has Masters of the Universe now? Is it... I feel like usually Hasbro owns everything, but I don't think that Hasbro owns Masters of the Universe. So, maybe it's Mattel? Maybe? Okay, I don't know who to talk to, but whoever owns Masters of the Universe now, think movie, live action movie with vehicles like this in it. I mean, this is, now granted, we all love Dolph Lundgren, and nothing Dolph Lundgren does is bad. Even if the things that he is involved in are bad, he is still great. Yeah. And for those who don't know, Dolph Lundgren really is absolutely as amazing as, like, in real life, he's cooler than he is in movies. Just process it. So, we need a live action He-Man movie that has a budget and capitalizes on the fantastic array of cool vehicles and the insanity and the madness of the He-Man world, where they took magic and technology and put them together in a way that wasn't Star Wars. And that's what I think that He-Man has going for it, is that it was kind of the anti-Star Wars. And I'm a Star Wars lover. I loved Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and the original Star Wars, which now you have to call A New Hope in order to disambiguate, but back then we just called it Star Wars. And then Return of the Jedi, we all knew that it was the weakest of the three, but it was still a fantastic trilogy. We loved it, and we would watch it year after year after year, and we would buy the toys, and it didn't matter how many toys they made because we would buy them all. Masters of the Universe was their answer to Star Wars. I mean, that really was. That was their goal, to create something that was, not Star Wars, but sort of. And I feel like He-Man does it in a way that has such a unique flavor that you just, I never look at this and think, oh, they're totally ripping off Star Wars. No, they're, they were their own thing, very distinctive. And you gotta love a bad guy who is like a muscle-bound skeleton. So, that's something that you don't see often, a muscle-bound skeleton. Let's just go to the side camera so that you can get good views of these guys. So that is He-Man. And even though this figure is like 36 years old, it still looks good. It's still holding together nicely. We've had to work on the arms just a little bit because they were a little bit loosey-goosey. And every now and then with the He-Man figures, you have to replace the O-ring inside. But that is something that is not really difficult to do. And, you look at Skeletor, and he's not even just a regular skull. He's a yellow-green skull with red eye dots in the middle of his eye sockets. Wait, here, let's zoom in on that so that you can fully appreciate what they did. So this is not just Skeletor, okay? It's the yellow and green that makes him Skeletor. And his hood that is the only piece of clothing that he's actually wearing. The rest of it is his well, I guess the fuzzy panties are also clothing. So he's got the hood and he's got the fuzzy panties, and then the rest is just his SMN gear. So it is his S&M gear. So that is, and let's not forget, we also have Orco. Yes, we have Orco. Nobody wanted Orco. Okay, Orco was, he was that character that they added to the cartoon because they thought that kids needed him. I think that adults added characters like Orco to make themselves feel better. Because honestly, when I was a kid, I didn't like T-Bob. I didn't like Orco. I didn't like Ms. Lion. That Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. The dog was named Ms. Lion. None of us actually liked the annoying kid characters that they would add to these franchises. Okay, nobody said to their parents, "Oh, can I get Snarf for Christmas?" Nobody said that. In the history of the English language, up until right now, those words have never been put together in that order. So I am creating history here. But nonetheless, and I think that the adults making these shows added these characters so that parents, when they would see their kids watching these shows, would feel like, oh, it's not, this isn't that bad. because the rest of it was mostly people fighting, and and making fighting look awesome. So you throw in an annoying kid character, and now the Harper Valley PTA won't get on your case. So nonetheless, we did get Orco, and Orco, we'll see if it works on this surface. Orco has this feature, which is actually kind of cool. So you go like that, and then he moves around. That's actually, that's pretty cool. I'll give them that. And look at how they did it. It's got a flywheel in there that just spins this tiny little metal spindle, which sticks down just a little bit more than the 4 pegs. So he's always balancing at least 1 point on this little thing. It's amazing that you get that much motion out of such a simple gimmick. I actually really respect that as a designer. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. Oh! Wow! Retrobot, thank you. Are you giving me Snake Mountain? Holy crap, Retrobot, you kick ass. Yeah, okay, well, I guess I can put down Orco for now. Yes, I can put down Orco. So we've got Snake Mountain here. And, there we go. So this is Snake Mountain. And there's no point in putting this on the other table because you can't look at it all. So this is the back of Snake Mountain. Well, it's sort of the back, sort of the front. So you got the snake, okay, which I think is pretty important for Snake Mountain, and then you've got the tunnel, which there's a hand puppet that makes a monster. That we got a replacement, but it's not the right one. But that's okay. It's still pretty cool. And then you have the that looks like a Skeksis. So this is the Skeksis side of Snake Mountain, and we're gonna open it up. I'm gonna try and show this. This is where it's going to be nice when I finish building a proper studio for this kind of stuff. But, so you open up the side latches, and then we've got the bridge that comes in a couple pieces. And then you have the whole interior here. And so you have that. And then you can take the bridge, and we're gonna connect things. We're gonna try not to lose anything here, including my dignity. Too late, right? Let's see. Yeah, it was more of an existential joke. So let's get this. There we go. We get the bridge to connect there. And then we get the bridge to connect there. And so boom, you have that bridge right there, which you can take your He-Man character. Let's go ahead and let's just put Orco here. Yeah, we got Orco, and he can be on the bridge. And then you've got you've got the tunnel over here. Oh, I think I lost Orco. That's a shame. Oh, I'm losing the bridge too. I don't think I did a good job of getting that one side clicked in. It's not normally supposed. It's supposed to be on a table. Okay, it normally doesn't have to deal with this much futzing. So here we'll get the demon head, and here oh look, it's the tunnel monster, and Tunnel Monster is kind of struggling, but this is the Tunnel Monster. So yeah, you had a hand puppet thing. My Tunnel Monster is a T-Rex. So we got that, and then you got your gate up here with a trap door under here, so you could drop them into this cargo net that's underneath here, and you also have the mouth of the Skeksis. And so here, wait, there's a voice changer. There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I am Snake Mountain. Hear me. I am a Skeksis, or a vulture, or a mountain. I am all these things. So yes, we have that. What do you think, Retrobot? Do you fear Snake Mountain? Do you fear the wonder of Snake Mountain? Okay, Retrobot seems unimpressed. So, yeah. So that is Snake Mountain. Snake Mountain has all kinds of play value. And that's something that Masters of the Universe really had going for it. They had Castle Grayskull. They had Snake Mountain. I mean, this stuff kicked ass. And if you had this, then you were the cool kid. Yeah, that is how coolness was defined, by who had the best toys. And if you had Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull, then you were cool. If you came to school with Orco, you were getting the crap beat out of you. So, you know, don't come to school with Orco. That's the lesson to be learned. Even today, don't come to school with Orco. I don't care if the moving around feature is actually very well engineered. Just don't do it. Don't do it. So, do you fear mild reverb? Thank you, Osaka Jack. A toast to Osaka Jack. Do you fear my mild reverb? People that have been drinking probably shouldn't handle Snake Mountain. So, we'll just set. Snake Mountain's doing okay. It's rugged. It's very rugged. So yeah, Masters of the Universe was very big in 1984, and with good reason, because they did a lot of really cool things. I'm gonna kind of make room for myself. Oh, Philomena. Don't lay on the floor next to Snake Mountain. We got shenanigans happening over here with Philomena and Marcus. And there we go. We're gonna set those things over here, and fear not, nothing. No Masters of the Universe was harmed in the making of this live stream. Just letting everybody know. So, all right, another kick-ass, totally cool Christmas present for 1984. It's Care Bears. Care Bears. So we've got Heart Bear and Rainbow Bear. I think this is Rainbow Dash, and this is Pinky Bear. Let's see, Cheer Bear and Love a Lot Bear, and these are different from My Little Ponies because they're bigger and softer, and their tattoos are on their stomachs like Danny Trejo, which automatically, I'm gonna say, anytime that you have something in common with Danny Trejo, you automatically get cool points. So yeah, in fact, they need to make a Danny Trejo Care Bear. That needs to happen. Okay, I know that there's, so I'm beseeching the internet. Okay, all of you out there, there are some really, really talented people out there who make some amazing plushes. We need to see a Danny Trejo Care Bear that has his, his trademark tattoo for the belly tattoo. Care Bears were a thing. and they have heart-shaped noses, and of course by 1985, like every other toy property of the 80s, they had a cartoon. They would end up getting a Care Bears movie. I've never seen an episode of the Care Bears. I've never seen the movie. I know that there's a green one that has a shamrock. I'm going to take a guess and say that it's called Lucky Bear. Yeah, I'm good at this. I am so good at this. But there were 10 original Care Bears, and I know that because of the wiki article. I looked it up before the live stream. And they looked like this. And they had stomach tattoos, and they promoted positive things like love and rainbows and Osaka Jack. They promoted Osaka Jack. Let's see. Retrobot Monica has accused me of phoning in the Care Bears portion of this show. What? No, right. We both Retrobot and I are totally down with the Care Bears. They look like this. They have different expressions on their faces, so you can see that this one has like a little hooky mouth, and this one has sort of a tongue sticking out mouth. They have heart-shaped noses. They have little tufts of hair. These are very similarly designed. So I thought Monica was telling me to kiss her ass, but she was actually telling me to point out that they have a little heart with a Care Bears logo that is mostly rubbed off at this point on their buttocks. You can see it better on this one. Let me go to the side camera. So this is the mark of a genuine Care Bear. So this is how you know if your Care Bear is legitimate and not just a factory knockoff. It has that on its ass, and if it has this one, it means that you've been rubbing. He's been wiping too hard. So if a Care Bear is and a rabbit are taking a crap in the middle of the woods, and the Care Bear says to the rabbit, "Hey rabbit, do you have a problem with poop sticking to your fur?" And the rabbit says no. The Care Bear wipes his butt with the rabbit. It's still a bear. That's the thing. They may be brightly colored, but they're still godless killing machines. Let's not forget that. These might be friendly godless killing machines, but they are nonetheless godless killing machines, and they should not be approached in the wild. So, the more you know. So should I run out to fish out Maximus Roboticus or whatever of the 5 different bins? I think I've offended Monica's sensibilities with my segment on Care Bears. I'm trying here. Hey, they are very cute. They are very cute and very cuddly. And you know what? Anytime you want a Care Bear, I support your Care Bear habit. So, here, you guys, you can hold those 2 guys. Hey! That was my festive Russian head covering. I may need to I may need to pay for that segment on Care Bears later on. So retro. Oh, thank you, thank you. I got my hat. Monica got me this hat. This is a legitimate Russian hat, by the way. I guess these are actually very easy to come by, and they are super cozy. And it has the ear flaps. Wait, here, I'm going to show this. So it's got the ear flaps, and then you can tie it underneath. And oh my gosh, like, my head is just radiating warm right now. And I'm a person who hates winter. Let me just, I'm going to segue for just a moment. I freaking hate winter. I hate the cold weather. Pretty much as soon as November hits, I'm cold. And I know people say, oh, you can always put on more clothes. Well, I don't even like wearing the clothes that I'm already wearing. Okay? So, yeah, like, okay, it is a service to everybody here that I'm wearing pants. All right? Because I'm a guy, and guys don't like to wear pants. We do it because we're ashamed of our bodies. But if we didn't have shame, we wouldn't wear pants. So, anyway. Oh, so Savage Shark says, try coming to Texas, man. It's not even snowing here, just rain and overcast. And you know what? So Savage Shark was just talking about Texas. I have been in Texas, and I was amazed by how humid it was when I was in Texas. I mean, it was like dangerously hot and humid, and so yeah. And yes, Christopher Remley, I am in the incorrect region, but nonetheless, I am here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I just have to deal with it. So, let's put our hat back on. But nonetheless, this hat is amazing and is just like a blanket of warmth around my head. So anyway, Retrobot, you look like you have another present for me. So, is that it? Is that it? Oh, okay, wait here. I happen to know that you can turn at the waist. Just gonna say. Retrobot is feeling tired. I can tell. He's like, I don't want to move more. It's okay. Yeah, it's a long live stream. So, you know what? Okay, now see, here's the thing. When I was a kid, in 1984, yes, I absolutely loved Transformers, but I also loved Gobots. Now, granted, the Transformers show was cool. The Gobots show was not cool, and I lost interest in that pretty quickly. But the Gobots toys maintained their coolness. However, admittedly, once I was hooked on actual Transformers, then, I had a limited budget. And I couldn't just buy everything that I wanted. That didn't happen until later on when I had a paper route and I actually had my own income. Then I bought Transformers, and by that time, Gobots were gone. Select Converters were gone. Transformers had won the robot war, and they're just that was all that there was in transforming robot toys. Unfortunately, those toys got progressively cheaper and progressively less impressive as the years went on. But nonetheless, so to get Gobots in 1984, especially Super Gobots, would have still made me very, very happy. And let me set that aside there. So let's take a look at a few of these guys. So, yeah. We want to get that. So, my first Gobot. Here we go. So my first Gobot. You guys recognize Turbo. This is actually the one that we got with that big box of Gobots, and he is in terrific shape. The chrome is faded, but other than the waist chrome being faded, even the wheels are in nice shape. I don't know how the wheels are in nice shape because he's original, but you pull out the arms, and here we go. I always try to pull at the shoulder. You don't want to end up like torquing on these because you could break it very easily. And then you rotate the head, and he looks good. He's got a cool robot mode. I love that chest. He's just got a really cool looking chest, and actually a pretty good face sculpt. And his proportions are nice. It's one of the things that Gobots always had going for them, is that they've got really nice proportions, and they were, the small scale Gobots were pretty much all the same size. And Turbo was the first Gobot that I ever had. He was probably one of the first transforming robot toys. Maybe even the first. I think that Turbo here is what started me down my path. Yeah, I think that it was Turbo. Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember going into Widman's in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania. It was this little 5 and 10 type store. Sort of like a drugstore, except you couldn't get, the same kind of stuff you'd get at a drugstore, except that they didn't fill prescriptions. They had a little toy section, they had a cosmetics section, they had, a little wall of basic cheap tools, like the little hammer and some little sets of nails that came in plastic packs and stuff like that. It was essentially a junk store, but they had Gobots. I remember they had this display that had Gobots and select converters, and I got Turbo, and I loved Turbo. I just loved Turbo, and I played with this toy. And, even before then, when I had Matchbox cars that the doors would open, then, of course, I'd open the doors and stand it up and say that it was a robot, and it made a pretty crappy robot. But Gobots changed everything. That was the thing. Gobots changed. It was like, all of a sudden, up to that point, I had cars. If girls had dolls, boys had cars. That's the way it was in 1983. Up to 1983, girls got dolls, boys got cars, and that's how it worked. And then at the end of 1983, suddenly Gobots come into the scene. And you're able to get a car toy, which was just as cool as any Matchbox. It didn't roll as fast. But if you didn't have, and I didn't have any of the Matchbox racetracks, so I didn't really care how well they rolled. I had them, but I would just, I was the kid that would be like, and it's doing flips in space, and and the cars are talking to each other, and there aren't any drivers, but you don't care. They're talking to each other, and they're fighting with each other, and they're crashing into each other and stuff like that. And GoBots could do all of that, except they could also do this. Except I can't do it quickly because I don't want to break my GoBot. When I was a kid, I would do it faster because I didn't understand how delicate some of this stuff was. But, and then they could do this. And, oh boy, the possibilities were endless. So yeah, Turbo was my first transforming robot toy. And then after I got Turbo, I started making GoBots out of wood, and I made this little tank guy with he was called Ammo, and he turned from a little tank into a robot, and about the best that I could do with little blocks of wood and nails and a marker. But that's what I did. So yeah, I would have loved GoBots, and I didn't get a lot of the Super GoBots. And when I was a kid, I didn't like Super GoBots as much because they didn't look the same as like Transformers. Like, even though Sunstreaker here has an odd robot mode, he still looks like person turned into robot. But you look at Baron. This is Baron Von Joy, I think. I think this is Baron. This is not Blue Streak. This is Baron Von Joy. I think that's Baron Von Joy. Oh, Machiavellic says, is it just me, or do GoBots look like they can be fudged with Hot Wheels pretty close in scale? Yes, they absolutely can. And I wish that Hot Wheels had rubber tires, because if Hot Wheels had rubber tires, it would solve my problem for so many of these older Transformers. But yeah, and I don't know how Turbo's tires, because these tires are original. These tires have to be 36 years old, but they look great. They're not even cracked. I don't know what the previous owner did. Like, he must have kept his GoBots in a humidor, but they are in great shape. So yeah, if anybody knows how you keep your GoBot tires from dry rotting, I want to know. But nonetheless, so I want to say that this is Baron Von Joy. What? Catalog. Oh, let's take a look at the catalog. Catalog. Oh, there's the catalog. So we've got the catalog. So we'll check the catalog, and it might just tell us about. Okay, so let's see. We've got him, and that is item number 3. Item number 3, football anything. No. Let's Baron Von Joy. Okay, so yes, the catalog tells us that it's Baron Von Joy. In my completely legitimate 1984 copy of the Sears Wish book, not at all printed out and taped together. So So yeah, this is Baron Von Joy. So I was correct. See, I know my GoBots, and the car mode. I mean, this is the other thing. So you go into like the airports still have them. You go into an airport and you go to any of the little shops or even like convenience stores. Every now and then you still see those die-cast metal cars. They still have these in drugstores. And they're just these really nicely cast, die-cast metal and plastic cars. And that's what Gobots look like. And you know, you look at this vehicle mode versus like this vehicle mode, and they are in scale with each other, but obviously the Diaclone / Transformers version has some more obvious joints. The Gobots seemed to try harder to have a realistic vehicle mode, whereas Transformers were willing to, you know, or the Diaclones were willing to have some more liberties in that area. Not a lot. Both of them, at least in the early days, had very, very realistic vehicle modes. But I think that Gobots certainly, they didn't want to have, you know, some kind of part line going through the hood, or, you know, going up the back here. And I think that that was one of the design considerations. But nonetheless, it did hurt the robot mode, or at least it made for a different kind of robot mode. And I'm going to show you what that is. So, you know, you have your really, really good looking vehicle, and let's go ahead and show that on the side camera just so you can appreciate it. That's beautiful. I mean, that is a gorgeous looking toy car that would rival any non-transforming toy car that you could find. It's really nicely done. Rubber tires with texture. Let's focus in on this. You know, look at the detail that went into this. You know, that's fantastic. You look at the detail in the sculpt, and then they have the stickers here, which are subtle but add a lot. You even had reflective stickers on the mirrors. You've got the windshields that look great, the window sticker that looks great. I mean, all of this, you can see the Porsche emblem, or at least where it would go there, molded into the hood. This is a really, really nice toy. It is just a beautiful, beautiful toy, and we haven't gotten to the robot mode yet. That's the thing. It's such a nice toy, and you look at it and it doesn't look like something that transforms into a robot. It just looks like a great looking car. So these a lot of the Super Gobots had very similar transformation schemes. You had a pair of very, very retro robot looking arms that would fold out from under the side, and you see it just rotated around like that. And then you would have your legs, which would come out, and yeah, some of them did it a little bit differently than others, but the legs would come out like that, and then the body would clamshell. And we're gonna, yeah, the body would separate, and here, let's, the head goes back here, and then there's this part. Let me get that. I'm gonna try and get this. You always have to be careful, because we don't want to break our Gobots toys. There we go. And so you have the back end of the car that snaps against that. And so the car hood becomes the chest. And see, Baron Von Joy here actually has eyes. You know, this is one of the few Super Gobots that actually has some kind of a face. Yes, it's just a pair of eyes, but you know, a lot of the other ones that I have don't have those stickers. So I don't know if they're all supposed to have stickers, but I know that most of my other ones do not. So you've got a very retro robot-y looking robot. You know, it looks like a 1950s alien robot that is going to shoot a death ray out of its hand that would go and people in silver jumpsuits would be like, ah, and then they would blink out of existence, and you know, there would be sci-fi sound effects and stuff like that. But nonetheless, you look at that, and yes, it is a very different style of robot than what you had with a character like Sunstreaker or Optimus Prime, but it's legit. I think the biggest problem is that it doesn't look anything like this. This looks more like a Transformer. It's more human-like, human-esque. Whereas this, it's got very skinny, mechanical-looking arms. It's got pincher claws rather than hands. It's got very skinny, mechanical-looking legs, and the head is as wide as the body. And so, whereas Turbo, like if you made Turbo, let's see, if we're going to hold these together. When you put these guys side by side on the camera so that I'm trying to do this there. Okay. They don't look like they're part of the same product line. And that is probably one of the biggest problems. Not the biggest, but it is one of the biggest, because since this guy, he doesn't, I don't look at him and connect on an emotional level. I don't look at him and think, oh, I wonder what the personality is of Baron Von Joy. He could be a raving lunatic. He could have an amazing personality, but I don't know, because when I look at him, he's expressionless. And nothing about the features communicate what that personality would be. And granted, a guy like this, he doesn't actually have an expression either. But when I had him, before I ever saw an episode of the Gobots cartoon, I imagined him as being kind of a hot shot and he was a racer, and he was he was fast and agile. And then when I saw the cartoon and he was a brawler, and he talked like, "Hey Scoot, I just want to blast something." I always thought that was very, very odd. It was a very odd choice of character for a red futuristic sports car. I would have expected the brawler kind of personality to come from a vehicle that wasn't, streamlined and swoopy. I would have expected it more from, maybe like a truck or something like that. Like Ironhide turns into a van. He looks like a small version of Optimus Prime. And he even had a battle platform that he came with. So even though his sticker was a face, when you saw the TV show and he had that southern drawl and he was always stepping up whenever an Autobot needed to step up, it fit. But when Turbo wanted to fight anything that moved, it was like, and it wasn't even a bad personality. That's the thing. Turbo's character on the show wasn't bad. It just seemed out of place. So, nonetheless, Baron Von Joy here is a really cool looking robot in his own right, even if it is it does seem out of place with the smaller scale robot or Gobots toys. But this is a fantastic transformation, and from a vehicle that looks incredible. So I would have been super happy to get Baron Von Joy. Of course, Future Machine, Future Machine isn't his name, but it's written on the car. He is listed as a concept car, and his name is Psycho, which in itself is pretty awesome. This is a really cool looking vehicle. I mean, let's face it, in 1984, this is what the future looked like. And I just want to say to car designers all over the world, okay, this is what we wanted in the 2000s. Okay, this is what we were looking for. You guys suck. You gave us boxes. Boxes. That's what we got. In the 90s, we got cigars and ovals. And then in the 2000s, we got boxes. We already had boxes in the 80s. We didn't need more boxes in the 2000s. We wanted this. Is this so hard? Come on. So anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to move away. I didn't know that I was going to lose my temper. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. So anyway, we're just looking at things. I'm getting messages from my lovely and hot producer. So this is Psycho, and Psycho similarly has the arms in the front, which fold out from here, and then little claw things, and so those just fold out like that to make the arms. See, they just fold out like that. And then the arm, these arms are just little tiny claw type things like that. And then you have the legs that on this one, you have knees up there, and then the legs fold out like that. And then he's got these little tiny paddle feet. And then the hood folds down, and the front, and see with him, there's no eyeballs there. There's no eyeballs like added or anything, and I don't think that they're missing. I just don't think that he has them. I think that this is kind of a holdover from the Machine Robo's take on these things, that they were probably piloted mecha, not alien robots. And it's funny because in Japan, all of these robot toys started as piloted mecha. And when they got stories in the United States, every story was alien living robots. There's all sorts of other ways that this could be explained, but everybody wanted to make them alien robots. I'm okay with it, but it is odd that that's the only thing that people could come up with. I think it's too much Star Wars. It was the 80s. We were thinking about space. We were thinking about aliens and the cantina scene in Star Wars, and anything's possible. So yeah, I think that that's what it was. Anyway, you have Psycho here, and Psycho, once again, definitely a retro style 50s robot that I kind of feel like these would be sort of like tasers. Like there would be electricity bolt jumping between the two tines there, and then maybe he would shoot electricity at his enemies, or some kind of bolts of energy. But another really, really awesome looking toy. Just fantastic. And you look at that, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's different, but different doesn't mean bad. And let's do one more here. So I was surprised over the, within the last couple years when I discovered that Bug Bite was a renegade. Wait, he's losing his. So Bug Bite actually comes with weapons, which is rare. A lot of these, I don't think that a lot of Super Gobots actually come with extra accessories, but Bug Bite has these little guns that you can snap onto the head, and obviously he turns into a yellow Volkswagen Beetle, sort of like someone else we know. And I mean, honestly, sure, this is the guy that got all the screen time, and he has a story attached to him, and probably more episodes of the Transformers devoted to this character than any other, save maybe Optimus Prime. And even that, it's a bit of a toss-up, because there have been entire series that focused on Bumblebee as the main character, and you didn't even see Optimus Prime until the very end of the season. So, you know, Bumblebee has been a star. But look at these two toys. I mean, honestly, if it weren't for the show, if it wasn't for that dreadful Gobots show, which toy, just on toys merit, do you actually want more? Be honest. Bug-Bite is cool. Bug-Bite is very, very cool. And Bumblebee is cool too, but this is in a whole different scale. It's in a whole different league. And so you look at him, and of course, once again, very retro style, but he looks great. He really does. And even without his little headpiece here, you can take that off, he still looks awesome. And then we'll go ahead and show him in his vehicle mode. So for Bug-Bite, you're going to, just like all of these, notice that they all have very, very similar transforms, which I think in some ways hurt the Super Gobots. Because, yes, you had the repaints that would have identical transforms. So Prowl and Blue Streak were identical. And then you had Jazz that was similar, but not the same. But yeah, other than, you had Trailbreaker and then later repainted as Hoist, but Transformers were very different from one toy to the other, except for their mini cars, which all had the same transform, at least the ones that weren't Mysterians. But with the Super Gobots, many of them had very, very similar transforms. And, this is... So we just fold the arms in like that and then tuck them in underneath. And you look at that. And I think it's, once again, it's because of their dedication to trying to make that very, very realistic vehicle mode. And this was just a good formula for following the lines that were already in the car and having those be the places where the thing would separate to turn into a robot. But yeah, this is an excellent vehicle mode. Once again, the details are fantastic. The color is fantastic. This is a beautiful toy. And again, it reminds me of those die-cast metal cars that you see in like drugstores and convenience stores and things like that. It's just it would feel very at home in one of those locations, and it looks great. So that is Bug-Bite. Those are Super Gobots. Another thing. But here's something else. So moving on. One of the other things that I remember about 1984. Back then, as kids, we didn't know about the video game crash of 1983. All we knew was that for some reason, video games became cheap. It was awesome. I remember a bin at Widman's that where there was I could get joysticks, like the Epix joysticks, the ones that have limit switches built into them, for $5. And I could get video games that were normally $30 for $3. I mean, stuff was cheap. And it's because in 1983, consumer confidence in home video game consoles went into the toilet. And part of the reason is because of the massive amounts of shovelware that was produced for the Atari 2600. You have to understand that the Atari 2600 came out in, I think, 1977. I want to say that it was 77. It had been out for a long time. And so it was a severely limited system by the time that we get to 1983. And they could still produce some really great games for it, but you looked at the games and they didn't look impressive. And they were still expensive. They were still $30 a cartridge. And there were a lot of developers making really bad games, and then you had some really, really high-profile disasters, like E.T. and like Atari Pac-Man. You know, both of those left a sour taste in consumers' mouths, and at the same time, you also had a lot of competing systems. The ColecoVision came out, the Magnavox came out, and the Magnavox 2, the Intellivision. And so, and Brick Woad says Epic's joysticks, the only joystick that would not be killed by track and field. Yes. Yeah, if you had like an Atari 2600 joystick and you were playing track and field and you were supposed to run like this, that joystick was done. Okay, it was not going to survive that game. The Epic's joystick, it had a steel shaft and limit switches inside. Yeah. It could stand up to track and field. So in 1984, all of this stuff became super cheap. Retailers were just dumping it. They wanted no part of video game stuff anymore, which meant that an enterprising parent could get an Odyssey 2 on the cheap. Odyssey 2 came out in, 1979, I think? I want to say that it was 79. And so it was still very early on. But it was a little bit newer than the Atari. And they had, what Odyssey 2 lacked was a lot of third-party software. They didn't have a lot of licenses or anything like that. But they still had a healthy game library and some very neat, innovative games. And so we just happen to have, as you've been seeing in the background throughout this episode, throughout this live stream. Is this an episode or a live stream? It can be both. So we have our Odyssey 2. And right now I have the forbidden game of Casey Munchkin. Yes, that's right. Casey Munchkin, the game that they had to pull from the shelves because they said it was too much like Pac-Man. And I'm gonna comment on this for just a second. In the early 1980s, there were a lot of games that were a lot like Pac-Man. Pac-Man changed everything. Pac-Man changed games. But there was that transitional period when people knew that it was special, but didn't know what to do with that knowledge. And so you had a lot of games like Cat and Mouse, where Cat and Mouse is Pac-Man. It's Pac-Man. You turn into a dog in order to chase the cats, but nonetheless, it's still Pac-Man. Lock and Chase is Pac-Man. All of these games were Pac-Man in various ways. Alien for the Atari 2600 was Pac-Man. The original concept for E.T. before I forget the name of the programmer on E.T. I believe it's the same guy who did Yar's Revenge. Yeah, brilliant programmer, very ambitious, but he wanted to do something more interesting than just make a Pac-Man clone for the E.T. game. And he had a ridiculously short amount of time to do it, and he did make something that was different and unique. It just isn't fun. Howard Scott Warshaw And was he in fact the guy who did Yar's Revenge? I want to say that he was. So yes, he was, just to put things in perspective, Howard Scott Warshaw made, I'm just gonna go at what most people will say is that he made the best and the worst Atari games ever made. He made Yar's Revenge, what many people consider to be the best Atari game ever made at the time. And he made E.T. And I'm just going to say that E.T. was a failed experiment, but it doesn't make him a bad programmer. People debate between which is worse, E.T. or Atari Pac-Man. I think that E.T. is worse because E.T. in its original form is just not fun. If a single pixel of ET touches a pit, you find yourself in a pit, which means that when you're getting out of the pit, if a single pixel touches that pit, when you're trying to get out, you fall in the pit. You're just falling in pits over and over and over again. And then you're having your progress taken away by the other characters. So, E.T. is not fun, but here's the thing. There are people that have made modified versions where they change it so that rather than having all of E.T., like if any part of E.T. touches a part of the pit, then he falls in, only if the feet touch. Because that's the way our brains want to interpret it. So, and that makes the game just that change alone makes the game 1,000 times better. Now, it still doesn't make it a great game, but it's an interesting game. Navigating the three-dimensional world that he created is counterintuitive. I respect what he tried to do, but he tried to do it on a system made in 1977, and he was doing that in, 1982? So, I don't think that the world was ready for that yet. And certainly the limitations of what he could do really didn't translate what he had in mind. But nonetheless, it is an interesting game. Pac-Man is just if you've played arcade Pac-Man, and then you buy Pac-Man for the Atari 2600, which had the license, so they, even though there were dozens upon dozens of clones of Pac-Man, if you wanted Pac-Man, Atari was the one who had the rights to make it. You play the Atari Pac-Man, and it's like, well, this is not the same. It didn't look like it, didn't sound like it. It's not like it's a horrible game. It just not the same. So we've got an Odyssey 2, and I'm gonna put in my KC Munchkin, the Forbidden Pac-Man clone, and I'm going to turn on the power, and I'm gonna turn on my TV here. That's right, we've got a cathode ray tube, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, we are going to play some KC Munchkin, and this is going to be awesome. So, for those who don't know, here you go. This is KC Munchkin, and now you will notice that on the screen, the colors of the maze are kind of doing a weird thing. That is because it's seeing the scan lines that really in real life I'm not seeing them. And let's go ahead and turn up the sound. Whoop! Uh-oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh no! No. I turned it to channel 122. Okay, there we go. Okay, so. Oh, my volume button does weird things. Okay, I'm learning that my volume button has issues. There we go. Okay. So, here we go. Now, you'll notice that Casey Munchkin has some unique gameplay things. For one thing, there's 3 monsters chasing you rather than 4. And they have a home in the middle that is rotating. Also, all your dots are moving, and your power pellets are moving. And I will say that the gameplay on Casey Munchkin here is more distinctive than, I would say, a game like Mousetrap or Lock and Chase. You know, those to me feel more like Pac-Man in the gameplay. But I think the reason why Casey Munchkin got in trouble is because look at the way that Casey moves. He is opening and closing his mouth. Oh, that sucks. He is opening and closing his mouth like Pac-Man. And when he dies, he kind of evaporates into, you know, like a pizza that is getting eaten, just like Pac-Man. I think that this is what makes Casey Munchkin violate Pac-Man. It's not that the game is the same, it's that he looks like Pac-Man. He looks more like Pac-Man than, say, Mousetrap, where you are very clearly a mouse that turns into a dog. Darn it. Another gameplay difference, and this is something very common with the Odyssey 2. A lot of the games, you don't get multiple lives. You get 1 life, and you get to see how well you can do with 1 life, and that's it. The Odyssey 2 is brutal. And then I have to go and chase down. Okay, good. It cornered itself. There we go. There are different mazes that you can choose, and there is a maze editor where you can build your own mazes, which is really cool. It's unfortunate that there is no way to save on the Odyssey 2, so you can't make your own custom mazes and then save them for future. My Odyssey 2 does have a little bit of a problem in that the keyboard does not work correctly. So I can't use the maze editor because it's dependent on the keyboard. Here we go. Oh, come on, I want to get this guy. Oh. So that is Casey Munchkin. Let's go ahead and... Whoa! Okay, let's go ahead and... We'll... Oh, Tim Kangaroo is here! Hey, a toast to Tim Kangaroo! Merry Christmas from 1984, Tim Kangaroo! So, let's... Oh. What? Wants to know what Casey Munchkin stands for. I have no idea. I do not know what KC in Casey Munchkin stands for. I know that after they pulled Casey Munchkin off of the shelves, they came up with another game called Casey's Crazy Chase. And so, let's see. I have it right here. And so, in order to, in response to their, wait, let's see. So, Casey Munchkin, an inside reference to the president of Philips Consumer Electronics, Kenneth C. Mencken. So Casey Munchkin stands for Kenneth C. because he was the head of Philips Consumer Electronics. All right, now we know. Casey Munchkin's first name is Kenneth. I did not know that. We have learned something on Retro, but you know what?
Now we know. And knowing is half the battle.
A toast to Tim Kangaroo for asking a question that led us to an answer. So, it's not quite a sequel. This is more a response. This is Casey's Crazy Chase, which came out after Casey Munchkin was pulled off of the shelves. And you know, just so that you know, I am a huge Pac-Man fan. I love Pac-Man. I love Ms. Pac-Man. Speed Ms. Pac-Man is my game of choice. Speed Ms. Pac-Man. I mean, have you ever played Speed Ms. Pac-Man? Oh my gosh, it's. Oh, sorry, Philomena. Here, you know, we'll just. There we go. There we go. Nope. Here, here, can you move your waist that way a little bit? There you go. Okay, that's good. All right. You good, Philomena? Okay. Yes, she's good. Okay, so, not exactly a sequel. Casey's Crazy Chase is their response after having to pull Casey Munchkin off of shelves. So let's go ahead and we'll try this out here. And do we have picture? What was that? No, I turned it back on. There we go. Okay, it just takes the TV a few minutes to warm up. It is a normal TV. Okay, so now Casey is no longer. Notice that Casey is no longer flapping his mouth like Pac-Man. He still eats things, but now he's doing somersaults through the maze. This game is sort of like if, there we go. It's sort of like Centipede. Yeah, this is Pac-Man meets Centipede. And it's a really interesting game. I really like this game. So obviously, eating pieces of the snake or the worm or whatever that is, the caterpillar. I think it's a caterpillar. It looks like a caterpillar. That has the same effect as eating a power pellet. And it allows you to stun the enemies. You're not eating them, you are causing them to spin. And the goal is to eat all of the caterpillar. So now you have trees growing up, which get in your way, and they really just slow you down. Oh, that's no good. The caterpillar can eat you, or kill you. The whatever these little creatures are can hurt you. I don't think the eating trees does anything for me. Oh wait, maybe no. Oh, okay, I get a point. I get a point for eating a tree. No. So far I've eaten a lot of trees and I haven't actually eaten any. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Notice that that the caterpillar guy also gets he gets faster when you chop off his tail. And let's see. So Tim Kangaroo wants to know if there are Odyssey 2 emulators out there? I'm going to say that there probably are. I have not played with any of them. Probably because I have my original Odyssey 2 right here, but I would like to try it out because of the problem that I have of not having a functioning keyboard. So if I were emulating, that would not... Oh, that was a mistake. That is not a bad score, though. 72 is not a bad score on this game. So let's go ahead. We'll turn that off. So Odyssey 2 games, the Odyssey 2 was actually a pretty neat system, especially considering how old it was. They had... So I've got a... We don't have to look at all of these, but I have just a whole rack of games, and I put the good ones in here, and then I put the sports games in the box. So so let's see. We've got Freedom Fighters, which is another. Like I said, these are almost entirely, the Odyssey 2 library is almost entirely original titles. Yes, they are heavily inspired by other popular games of the time, because of course they were. That's the way it was done, and really, in that sense, not a whole lot has changed. Whenever some game becomes very, very popular, there's always the copycats that are similar and in the same vein and just do it in their own distinct way. And I guess that's the way that art works. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at Freedom Fighters. And we will, this time I'll wait for the TV to turn on before, wait, here. We got gobbledygook on the screen right here. There we go. There we go. Okay, so these guys seem to be spitting out hats that walk, and I'm the ship from Atari Asteroids, and I'm shooting the little hats that walk. They might be little marshmallow men. I wonder if no, I cannot go through the screen. And it seems like if I do a bad job of shooting these things, then it starts getting very difficult to navigate. You can only shoot side to side. And the asterisks, those are some evil asterisks. Okay, so far, yeah, I got 38 on that run. And I'm trying not to die. Now, it does look like when you destroy these things... Oh, I don't know what that was. It looked important. The explosions do seem to take out other stuff around it, which is really useful. I wonder if I'm supposed to, like, get that purple thing. Like, I've seen that purple thing a couple times. Am I supposed to touch it? I'm afraid to touch it. And now it's not showing up, because now I want to touch it. Okay, I wasn't supposed to touch that. There it is again. I want... Oh, I got it! And things turned purple for a second, and then I died. But I don't think I died from touching it. I died from touching that. So, yeah. Yeah. This is actually a really cool game. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot going on here, and this is just fun. I love the explosions. The control is nice. It gets intense quickly. The explosion effect is pretty cool, and the fact that it blows up several things around it is really nice. This is just a fun game. So yeah, I'm gonna say that Freedom Fighters is awesome. And here's the thing, Odyssey games, they are not expensive. We have seen a lot of back when there were retro toy shows that you could actually go to in person. We would see Odyssey games, and like $5, something like that. Yeah, $5. An Odyssey 2 system. I don't know what the price of an Odyssey 2 system. Let's look at it. Let's look and see how much it was in 1984 from the Sears Catalog. What did I do with my Sears Catalog? Oh no, I don't want to have lost my original copy of the Sears Catalog from 1984. I have lost my original copy of the Sears Catalog. How did I lose it? I haven't gone anywhere. How do I do that? It's it's over there. Okay. So let's see. Odyssey 2. Well, you can save $40. So that's number 2. Okay. So okay. Number 1 is the Odyssey 2, and total. So the total. If you get so the original price is $49.96. However, you could get it bundled with 3 cartridges for $67.96. So and eBay, $60 to $100 plus shipping, and most come with games. That's if you're interested in retro stuff, Odyssey 2 is cool. And of course you can emulate it. I haven't, which is kind of weird because I've emulated just about everything. It's not on there. No, I don't. I don't even have ROMs. So I've never collected. And the ROMs list, it would probably take up 6K or something ridiculous like that. So jumping to Christmas 2020, this is what Hope got me for Christmas 2020. And I know what it looks like. It is not what it looks like. This is a Raspberry Pi Game Boy style case. It has a Raspberry Pi Zero with the controls and everything built into it, and then Retro Pi installed on it. So this plays everything. And if there's an Odyssey 2 emulator out there, I think I know why it is that I've never really gotten into emulating Magnavox games, because you need a keyboard in order to play those games. And so there'd be no point in installing a Magnavox emulator on here because there's no keyboard. I could put it on my MAME cabinet because I have a dedicated keyboard on that. But on something like this, no keyboard means that it would be... There's ways around that. I have a little Bluetooth keyboard that I have used in connection with this during the setup process, but it's a pain in the butt, and it's just easier not to deal with it. and especially since I have an Odyssey 2, then I haven't really had the need. But yeah, so I have all sorts of emulators, and of course, you know, I only emulate games that I have the original hardware for, because that's the legal way to do it. And so I'm sure that everybody who emulates does the same practice, because you don't want to violate copyright laws. And it just so happens that I have a lot of original hardware. So, yeah, that is the Odyssey 2. Do we want to try any more Odyssey 2 games? Do we at least one more? At least one more. Okay, so let's. Okay, now I need people to tell me what they want, because let's see. We've seen Freedom Fighters. So okay, we've got one called Monkey Shines. And I remember that game. That's interesting. We've got UFO. And Invaders from Hyperspace. So I'm gonna leave it up to all of you. All right. Let's just make a choice. We're gonna make it simple. Do we want Monkey Shines or UFO or Invaders from Hyperspace? So Osaka Jack says sports games. You know, okay. Because we have them. I can show you. Monkey Shines. Okay, so it's got to be Monkey Shines. Let's go to Monkey Shines, and so we'll put in Monkey Shines, and we'll press power, and we'll. Oh, whoops. There we go. And we'll give the TV a moment. The cathode ray tube. I had sworn that I never wanted to have another cathode ray tube device, but then I saw that cute little TV, and at the time I had my little Nintendo Mini that also has a Raspberry Pi in it, and plays a strikingly similar collection of games. And I thought, wow, you know what? This is perfect, because, you know, it's like a little TV, and then you had a little Nintendo on top. It's very cute. So anyway, let's go to the side camera. And this is Monkey Shines. And, the keyboard, okay, not doing anything. Oh. Let's try this again. Uh-oh. Don't tell me that monkey... Okay, wait a minute here. We need to just... Okay, here's what you do. Oh, no! I don't think that we're playing Monkey Shines. Oh, try pressing 0? I'm pressing 0. There we go. Okay. So... All right, so, if I remember correctly, so this is a 2-player game. We're gonna, all right, so, Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to like throw the monkeys or something, and then they get angry, and you're not supposed to touch them when they're red. So the object of the game is to tag monkeys, as many monkeys as you can without getting tagged back. Okay, so. Oh, okay, so yeah, we're gonna get Retrobot to play a little bit. Let's get another. Uh-oh. All right, so there we go. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, I tagged him. Haha, Retrobot, I got ya. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, he tagged me back. Okay. Okay. I am so good at this. I threw a monkey at you, but you're already tagged. I don't think that you get to do anything after you're waiting for me to. Well, that's not as much fun. Wait here, I'll get tagged. Come on. There. Okay, we both got tagged. There we go. Okay. Whoa, I'm glad that falling doesn't hurt. Oh, whoa! That is not nice. Foul. Okay, you're holding on to a monkey and waiting to throw it at me. That is not cool. There, take that. Oh, no, don't take. No! Oh, no! Okay, wait here. There we go. Yeah! Take that! And I'll run away. Oh no! I don't know which score is mine. Okay, I've got my little penthouse up here. Yeah! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! I monkeyed myself. Well, what are you gonna do with that? I think you're catching up. I think that yours is the blue score. Yeah, yours is the blue score. Mine is the red score. And it's not keeping track of how many monkeys we catch, I don't think. Oh wait, maybe it is. I don't know. I seem to be in a permanent state of 8. One more? Whoa! I don't want over there. I threw a monkey at you. All right. I feel like nobody can possibly be continuing to be entertained by this. So let's turn that off. So that is Monkey Shines. Not what I would expect, because you'd think, okay, it has to be some kind of Donkey Kong ripoff. That is definitely not like Donkey Kong. So thank you for playing with me, Retrobot. I hope you had fun. I feel like I had an advantage because you probably don't have a lot of experience like seeing monkeys. So yeah, I've probably seen a few more monkeys, at least at the zoo. I've seen monkeys in the zoo. So anyway, so it is like 11 o'clock. And I have had a lot of fun going through Christmas 1984. In a week, it is Christmas. It's happening. That is a train that we are not going to be able to derail. It is happening. And Tim Kangaroo says definitely not what I expected either. So I hope that you enjoyed the Magnavox, and we can show more Magnavox in the future if you enjoyed it, because we do have more Magnavox games, and so that's kind of a cool thing. I think that's it. Next week is just Christmas. We're going to do a live stream on Christmas. And I think that's just a live stream on Christmas. We might show some stuff. I have a strong suspicion that I may get some new Transformers, and so I can show some of those. And Retrobot, you may get some stuff, and then. And are we... Ty Guy says, are we sure it's not July? Ty Guy, I'm not sure where you're located geographically, but here in Pittsburgh, we just got 10 inches of snow in one night. It is definitely not July here. So, that's what's coming up. So, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and a wonderful rest of the week. If you haven't already, please click the thumbs up, at least if you've had a good time. If you haven't had a good time and you hated it, then click the thumbs down, because I think the YouTube algorithm likes any kind of interaction, even if it's telling me that you don't like me very much. And I promise not to take that personally. I'm confident, after all. Only people very confident get on the internet and have YouTube channels. Isn't that how it works? Other than that, please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends and family how much you love the Retrobot live streams and this channel and stuff like that. And there was something else that we wanted to try. Also, I want to hear from you if you haven't already, in the comments, and especially for those of you who are watching this as later on and not live. Go ahead and in the comments and tell us what you would have wanted in 1984. I'd like to know. I want to keep this discussion rolling. It's going to be a fun thing. So with that, let's see. I got my replacement eggnog here, and oh boy, we have a lot of people to thank you. So a thank you to everyone for showing up. It just means the world to me that you guys tune in every week when we're doing that to see me and now Retrobot going through this stuff. Retrobot really appreciates it because he feeds off of your nostalgia, and it's what keeps him alive. So that's important. And so, without any further ado, okay, this is a long list. We're going to do this. A toast to each of you for showing up. Thank you and happy holidays to the Machiavellic, Amanda, Kyoji, of course Kyoji, Nathan, Joy, Connie, Cadence, and happy birthday, Joy. Happy birthday, Cadence. And you know what? I'm not going to put that in my mouth because then I'd be making toast and I'd be blah, 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 blah. So, thank you, Michael Spicer. Thank you, Hope. Savage Shark. Colleen. Of course, Colleen. Pop the Trunk Toys. Especially for allowing me another chance to get your name right. Tie Guy. Of course, Tie Guy. Cheeky Cheeky Boy. Christopher Remley. Grayscale. Mazenfur. Osaka Jack. I almost said Ojaka Saxon. Osaka Jack. And Al Stinson, who I always want to call AJ. Probably because, you know, like a lowercase j, I don't know. And of course, Tim Kangaroo. And a toast to you, Retrobot. Thank you for co-hosting with me once again. And a toast to Monica, just so that people know, none of this would happen without my beautiful, loving wife, Monica, who does the artwork, who does all the social media, who mans the chat, who helps with Retrobot, who runs me snackies and alcoholic beverages throughout the things, in a very, you know, she's not only emotionally supportive, but in a very literal way. I could not do these live streams without her. And I wouldn't want to. I love you, sweetie. Merry Christmas from 1984. And Merry Christmas, Retrobots. And Merry Christmas to all of you. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next week on Christmas. Oh no! Oh, there it is. it was showing a blank screen for a second there. I was concerned.